Just as you consciously manage your thoughts, actions, and feelings, the space you occupy can either amplify or hinder the flow of energy. Your environment acts as a mirror of your internal state, and if your surroundings are cluttered or heavy with certain energies, it can be difficult for prosperity to align with you. We'll explore the 5 things that you should remove from your home immediately if you want to unblock the flow of wealth and create space for abundance to enter your life. These are not just material items. They are subtle energy blockers that can directly impact your financial growth. Let's dive in. Every home has that one corner, drawer, or closet where forgotten objects quietly gather dust: old phones, broken furniture, unused clothes, or trinkets that were once important but no longer serve any purpose. You might think of them as insignificant, simple remnants of past lives, or things that might be useful someday. But what if I told you that each one of those items, especially the ones that are no longer useful, is actually an energetic anchor to your past, and it's holding you back from the wealth and abundance you deserve? Let's explore why these old and unused objects are far more than just clutter. They carry energy that influences your emotional and mental state, and by keeping them around, you're unknowingly preventing the flow of new opportunities, success, and prosperity into your life. The truth is, everything in your environment is a reflection of your internal world. And if your physical space is filled with items that belong to a version of you that no longer exists or doesn't serve your future, you're energetically signaling to the universe that you're still living in the past. Everything around you holds energy. That antique chair that's been passed down through generations, the stack of old magazines, or that tattered couch you never replaced, they're not just things. They're energy, they're memories, they're experiences. Every item you own carries with it the emotional imprints of when you acquired it, the people you were with, and the moments tied to it. So, when you look at an old item in your home that no longer serves you, you're essentially looking at an emotional and energetic attachment to a time that has already passed. This might not seem like much at first, but think about it. You're literally surrounded by remnants of a previous version of yourself, and the energy in your space can be the silent cause of why things feel stagnant in your life. When you fill your home with things that remind you of past struggles, unresolved issues, or incomplete tasks, you send a message to your brain and to the universe that you're still stuck in those old patterns. It's as if you're subconsciously holding on to a version of you that no longer exists, which in turn prevents the possibility of transformation, of growth, and of new opportunities that are aligned with where you want to be. The human brain is designed to process information, to organize and make sense of the world around it. When you look at a broken object or an item that you no longer use, your brain registers it as an unfinished task, a problem left unsolved, or something that needs attention. Even if your conscious mind dismisses it as just a thing, your subconscious mind is still processing the emotional weight of that object. Every time you see something that is out of place, it activates a mental loop. I need to fix this, or I should have replaced this by now, are the kinds of thoughts that may arise. These are thoughts tied to the past, thoughts that keep you emotionally and energetically linked to old habits, regrets, or unfulfilled promises. Over time, this can create a state of low-level anxiety or stress that robs you of the mental clarity you need to focus on the present and future. It keeps you in a state of perpetual tension with your past. Additionally, clutter in the physical environment has been shown to increase stress levels. According to research, clutter can lead to higher cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. Higher levels of cortisol can make it difficult for your body to relax, for your mind to focus, and for your energy to flow freely. As a result, it becomes harder to manifest new opportunities or to vibrate at a frequency that attracts abundance. You've probably heard of the law of attraction, the idea that you attract what you focus on. When your environment is filled with broken, unused, or outdated items, you're energetically telling the universe that you are still living in an old, outdated reality. The law of attraction suggests that to invite new energy, new wealth, new possibilities, new opportunities, you must first make space for them. And that space is not just physical, it's also emotional and mental. Take a moment to think about how your environment affects your mood. Have you ever walked into a cluttered room and felt immediately overwhelmed or drained? On the flip side, think of the way you feel when you enter a clean, organized, and open space. It's uplifting, calming, and energizing. This shift in energy doesn't just impact your mood, it affects your ability to think clearly, to create, and to attract the things you want into your life. The key to attracting wealth, prosperity, and abundance lies in the vibration you're sending out into the world. When you release things that no longer serve you, you open up space for new opportunities and experiences that are in alignment with the person you're becoming. Every piece of clutter or old object that's left around symbolizes a commitment to an outdated version of yourself and keeps you from stepping into the abundant life that awaits you. Neuroscience offers fascinating insights into how your brain can be rewired, or neuroplasticity, as a result of environmental changes. When you decide to make different choices, whether it's letting go of old belongings or changing your thought patterns, you are literally creating new neural pathways in your brain. When you remove items that are tied to your past, you create a new space for your brain to begin forming new associations and experiences. This process of clearing space physically and mentally allows your brain to break free from old patterns of thought, behavior, and emotion. By doing so, you signal to your brain that you are open to new possibilities, including financial abundance and personal transformation. It's important to recognize that change begins in the mind, and as your mind rewires itself through the process of decluttering, your life can begin to shift in profound ways. This process is deeply tied to quantum principles as well. By clearing out old, stagnant energy, you shift the very fabric of your reality. You are no longer vibrating at the frequency of lack, struggle, or scarcity. Instead, you create space to vibrate at a frequency that matches wealth, success, and opportunity. You may be wondering why it's so hard to let go of things, even when you know they're not serving you anymore. The truth is, many objects are tied to deep emotional connections. These objects often represent significant moments, people, or phases in your life. The old family photo, the sweater your grandmother knitted for you, or the broken-down car that you once saved for. These items carry emotional weight. But here's where the shift happens. In order to welcome new opportunities, growth, and abundance, you must first acknowledge that the energy tied to those items is keeping you in the past. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you free up emotional and energetic space to step into a new phase of your life. This doesn't mean you have to discard everything that holds sentimental value, but it does mean that you need to be intentional about what you keep in your space. Start by asking yourself, does this item serve the person I am today? Does it represent the future I want to create? If the answer is no, it may be time to let it go. It's a process of releasing attachment to the past and embracing the possibility of a more vibrant and abundant future. Now that we understand the deep connections between our environment, energy, and wealth, it's time to take action. The process of decluttering is not just about cleaning up your space. It's about consciously creating room for new energy and opportunities to flow into your life. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you remove old, broken, or unused items that may be blocking your wealth. Start small. Begin with a single room or area in your home. Trying to tackle the entire house at once can feel overwhelming. Instead, focus on one space at a time to make the process manageable and less stressful. Sort through everything. Go through your possessions and ask yourself if each item truly serves you. If it's broken, unused, or doesn't align with the person you're becoming, it's time to let it go. Use the 1-year rule. If you haven't used an item in over a year, it's likely not serving you anymore. Use this rule to guide your decision-making. Donate or sell. If an item is still in good condition, consider donating it to someone who may need it. Alternatively, you can sell items to make room for new things or even use the money to invest in something that aligns with your current goals and aspirations. Be mindful of emotional attachments. If you come across items that are emotionally difficult to part with, take a moment to acknowledge the memories they hold. Remember that letting go doesn't mean you're erasing those memories. It simply means you're freeing up space for new experiences. Create a ritual for releasing. As you let go of items, create a ritual to mark the transition. You might say a few words of gratitude for the item's purpose in your life, then release it. This ritual can help you feel more at peace with the process. Maintain your space. After you've decluttered, make a commitment to maintain your space. Regularly assess your belongings to ensure they still serve your current goals and lifestyle. Our environment profoundly shapes our mindset, beliefs, and emotional state. It isn't just the physical objects that you own or the items you interact with daily, it's also the images, visuals, and representations that fill your space. These visuals have the potential to uplift or drain you, inspire or discourage you, empower or limit you. The images you surround yourself with send a message to your subconscious mind about the world you believe you live in, and, more importantly, the world you believe is possible for you. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with visual stimuli, from the pictures on our walls to the media we consume daily. Whether you realize it or not, everything you view has an impact on your brain. It's not just a fleeting moment of noticing. Your brain processes visuals at lightning speed, attaching emotional weight to the images it encounters. What is the story these images are telling you? Are they reflecting hope, joy, and abundance? Or do they reflect struggle, pain, and hardship? Your brain's limbic system, which is responsible for processing emotions, is activated by the images you see. In fact, the limbic system is deeply connected to memory and emotional responses, meaning that each image you gaze upon can trigger a cascade of emotions, sometimes even without conscious awareness. When you see an image that evokes negativity, sadness, or discomfort, your emotional state changes instantly. The simple act of seeing an image that reminds you of fear or loss can elevate your cortisol levels, the stress hormone that puts your body into fight or flight mode. This means that the images you expose yourself to consistently have a direct effect on your emotional state. The visuals in your space are not neutral. They either align with the energy you want to create or undermine your efforts to create a life of abundance and prosperity. Take a moment to consider the imagery that surrounds you. What are these images doing for you? Are they supporting your growth and success, or are they reinforcing old patterns of lack, struggle, and hardship? Think about the kinds of images you may have on your walls or in your personal space. Are there photographs or artwork that remind you of past struggles or unhealed wounds? Does the image of a closed door evoke a sense of missed opportunity or regret? Does a photo of a past failure stir up feelings of inadequacy or disappointment? These types of visuals have a subtle but profound effect on your mindset. They reinforce the emotional states of fear, sadness, or lack, and when you are consistently exposed to these visuals, you unknowingly embed these emotions into your energetic field. Over time, this creates an emotional state that blocks your ability to tap into the energy of abundance. For instance, if you have artwork depicting a dark, stormy landscape, your brain may associate the imagery with feelings of uncertainty or insecurity. Similarly, images of past relationships, failed endeavors, or painful experiences from your history can subconsciously keep you in a state of unresolved emotions. These unresolved emotions, from sadness to frustration, can become anchors that hold you in a cycle of negativity. Studies in neuroscience have demonstrated how potent visual stimuli can be in shaping our mental and emotional landscape. One study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that visual stimuli can activate certain brain areas related to emotional processing, which in turn affect our perceptions and feelings. When exposed to negative images, these brain regions send signals that prompt feelings of anxiety, fear, and even depression. A study conducted by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, revealed that visual exposure to negative images, particularly those associated with loss or failure, significantly increased stress responses in participants. Participants who viewed images tied to hardship or negative memories showed higher levels of cortisol, indicating a direct connection between visual exposure and the body's stress response. These physiological changes are not merely mental, they impact your entire body's biochemistry, potentially compromising your health and well-being. Moreover, the brain's plasticity, its ability to reorganize and form new neural connections, is also affected by what we see. Every time you view something that evokes a negative emotion, you reinforce neural pathways associated with that emotional state. Over time, these pathways become stronger, making it harder for you to shift into a mindset of possibility and abundance. Essentially, the negative visuals you expose yourself to create a feedback loop, cementing the belief that hardship, struggle, and lack are part of your reality. The key to changing your mindset and unlocking your potential lies in consciously curating your environment. Start by assessing the visuals in your space. What images are you constantly exposed to? Are they promoting feelings of happiness, peace, and success? Or are they reinforcing negative emotions that keep you stuck in a cycle of fear or lack? Now is the time to take action. Begin by removing any negative or disturbing visuals from your environment. This could include images tied to painful memories, pictures that evoke sadness, or any art that reminds you of past failures or negative experiences. While it may seem difficult to let go of certain images or objects, remember that they are holding you back from the prosperity and abundance you deserve. The more you consciously let go of these visuals, the more you create space for positive, uplifting imagery to enter your life. As you clear away the negativity, replace these visuals with imagery that reflects the life you want to create. Decorate your space with art that exudes joy, success, and possibility. Consider adding photographs that represent your goals, dreams, and accomplishments. Choose artwork that inspires you to think bigger, dream more, and embrace the life of abundance you are destined for. For example, if your goal is financial abundance, you might display images of thriving businesses, beautiful homes, or symbols of wealth. If you desire to improve your relationships, consider adding photos that represent love, connection, and harmony. Surrounding yourself with positive imagery will help shift your mindset and align you with the energy of your desires. One powerful tool in transforming your environment and mindset is the practice of visualization. By intentionally picturing your desired outcomes and goals, you are priming your brain to focus on success and abundance. When you visualize a successful future, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with positive emotions and wealth creation. Try incorporating visualizations into your daily routine. Take a moment each day to close your eyes and imagine the life you want to create. Picture yourself living in abundance, surrounded by the success and prosperity you desire. As you do so, envision the visuals you want to surround yourself with in your physical space. What images align with your goals? What visuals evoke feelings of joy, confidence, and success? The more you practice visualization, the more your brain becomes wired for positive outcomes. Eventually, your external environment will reflect this shift in your internal state. Ultimately, transforming your environment is about more than just aesthetics. It's about shifting your emotional and energetic state. When you eliminate negative or disturbing visuals and replace them with images of success, joy, and possibility, you are consciously choosing to create a space that supports your growth and abundance. You are aligning yourself with the energy of wealth, success, and happiness. The images you see every day influence your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. When you surround yourself with visuals that reinforce positive emotions, you begin to attract more of what you desire. You shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. This shift is not just mental. It's a transformation on every level, from the subconscious mind to your physical body. By taking the time to consciously curate your environment, removing negative visuals and filling your space with images that reflect your desired reality, you are energetically signaling to the universe that you are ready for the abundance that is on its way to you. The more you align with this energy, the more opportunities, wealth, and success will naturally flow into your life. Many of us hold on to objects that have sentimental value, sometimes without fully realizing the emotional weight they carry. It might be a gift from a past relationship, a memento from a time in your life filled with hardship, or even a piece of furniture that holds memories of a period of struggle or loss. These items can become energetic anchors, tethering you to emotions and memories that no longer serve your growth or well-being. The objects in your environment are not just physical, they carry emotional energy. When you keep an item tied to past pain, grief, or regret, you unconsciously carry that energy with you. These emotional imprints can hold you back from moving forward, from embracing the wealth and abundance you desire. Objects have the ability to hold energy. This is a concept that may seem abstract, but when we consider how we emotionally connect to our possessions, it becomes easier to understand. Whether it's the photograph of a lost loved one, the piece of jewelry from an ex-partner, or a keepsake from a difficult period in your life, these objects can act as emotional triggers. Every time you see them, you are reminded of the emotions tied to those experiences, whether it's sadness, anger, or regret. Holding on to these items is akin to holding on to old emotional baggage. They subtly reinforce a connection to a past version of yourself that no longer serves your growth. In order to create space for new possibilities and experiences, it's essential to release these emotional ties and clear your environment of objects that anchor you to old emotions. The science behind this concept is rooted in how emotions impact our biology. When we hold on to negative emotions, whether through unresolved grief, guilt, or anger, we create a physical and energetic blockage in our bodies. These emotions are stored in our cells, and they have a direct impact on our nervous system and overall health. Prolonged emotional stress can lead to imbalances in your hormones, immune system, and even your digestive system. When we allow negative emotions to fester, they prevent us from moving forward, from attracting new opportunities, and from living a life of abundance. These unresolved emotional states become part of our subconscious programming, shaping the way we respond to life and influencing the decisions we make. The first step in releasing the emotional weight of old items is to recognize their influence on your life. Go through your belongings and assess each item. Does it bring you joy and positive memories, or does it remind you of pain, loss, or regret? If an item triggers negative emotions, it may be time to let go. While this process may be difficult, it's essential for your emotional and energetic well-being. Remember that letting go of an item doesn't mean you're erasing the memories or the significance of the experience. It simply means you're releasing the emotional charge attached to it. You're freeing yourself from the past and opening up space for new, positive experiences to enter your life. Start by donating or discarding items that no longer align with the person you are today. Release the past and allow yourself to step into the future with a clean slate. By curating the images and objects in your environment, you create a powerful energetic shift that aligns with your goals, desires, and abundance. Transforming your space is an act of self-love and empowerment, signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive all the wealth and success you've been working toward. Clutter is often seen as simply a matter of disorganization, but its impact runs much deeper. The true effect of clutter isn't just physical, it's about the energy trapped in your environment. Think of a cluttered space like a pool filled with debris. The water can't flow freely, and neither can the energy in your life. A disorganized home blocks new opportunities, wealth, and abundance from entering because there's no energetic room for them. Every item in your space occupies energetic space. When you hold on to things that no longer serve you, you signal to the universe that you are not ready to receive more. The science behind this is rooted in how our brains react to clutter. Neuroscience tells us that clutter creates stress and diminishes mental clarity. A cluttered environment bombards your brain with too much visual information, leading to overwhelm, which makes it harder to think clearly, make decisions, or focus on manifesting your desires. The remedy is simple: begin organizing your space. You don't need a major overhaul overnight, but small steps, clearing your desk, sorting through old items, or donating what no longer serves you, can create significant shifts in both your physical and mental environment. When you clear space, you clear your mind. An organized space fosters mental clarity, enabling you to focus more on your goals and attract new opportunities. Incorporating elements of energy-enhancing design, like plants, light, and colors associated with abundance, can further support positive energy flow in your home. The people you allow into your space profoundly impact your energy. If you're surrounded by negative individuals, those who complain, gossip, or drag you into low vibrational conversations, you might not realize it, but their energy drains yours. Toxic energy isn't just about physical presence, it's the energetic residue they leave behind, which can deplete your resources and block new opportunities, including wealth. Our brains are wired for empathy, meaning we can pick up on and absorb the emotions of those around us. This phenomenon, called emotional contagion, means that if you're frequently around negative energy, you're subconsciously absorbing it, leading to emotional exhaustion and difficulty staying positive. To protect your energy, setting clear boundaries is essential. This doesn't mean cutting people out entirely, but limiting exposure to those who drain you. By surrounding yourself with uplifting, supportive individuals, you create a positive, high-vibrational environment that fosters wealth and success. Establish boundaries, have difficult conversations when necessary, and make sure your space is filled with people who encourage your growth. Self-care practices, like meditation or taking time for yourself, also help restore your energy and keep you aligned with your goals.